All right, so it's day 14 and I'm working from home today. So just knew that I had to work on Google Ads and I wanted to be able to track the phone calls that come in. So the thing is that I don't know if this is going to work and I don't know how it works. So I'm just going to assume that it works. So what I did is I went to Google Tag Manager and added the Google tag to my website. And then once that's done, you can come into Google Ads and you can create these conversions. So what should be happening now is that in Google Ads, once my Google Ads start to run, it should show me every time that someone clicked on the 816 number or the 913 number. And I have two numbers because Kansas City is one of those cities where we're right on the edge of Kansas. So we service Kansas and we also service Missouri because Kansas is only a few miles away from like pretty much anywhere in Kansas City, Missouri. So worked on that today. Also, um, because I have shared hosting, the one that the Kansas City Tech website is on, it was shared with that managed IT services, KC.com, which wasn't really doing that good. It got about 2,000 impressions over the last 3 months, but no clicks at all. So whenever you have a shared hosting plan, what you're doing is you're sharing the resources between all of your websites. So if you got a bunch of plugins going on one of your websites, it's going to bog you down a little bit because that's utilizing memory. So I went ahead and just disabled that, the entire website, deleted all the files, removed the database, all that, so that the Kansas City Tech website has all the resources. So that's pretty much it for right now. It's about noon on Sunday, and every day I work. There's no days off. Trying to build this company, trying to build the business, trying to get it to the point where it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So I'm gonna do a few things around the house, and then I'm coming back to work on adding more pages to the Kansas City Tech website so that I can reach that goal of having like over 100 pages that I could possibly be found using different keywords that are out there. And I'm just going to keep on working that list that I created yesterday and log back in and see if there's anything else in here that's so. And what that is that you have to have a WordPress website, and then once you enable this site kit, it'll tell you like what you're being found for, and it takes a minute to load. So I'll give it just a second here. All right, there we go. And so I'm gonna click right here to open up the Search Console. All right, and then it should show me, here we go. And I'm gonna change this to 3 months. And then I'm gonna come down and choose impressions. And there we go. So I'm just gonna work this list again, make sure that I have a page for all of these keywords, even these long tail keywords. Just gonna keep working on that today. That'll be my final to-do list for this weekend. And then Monday morning, I have a service call first in the morning, like first thing, like 8 o'clock in the morning. I've got a service call, like 2 computer setups. So the thing is that you guys have been seeing me in the office a lot, and that's pretty rare because up until the point that I got the office, I was out and about like all the time. So there are certain industries, and I know mine is like that, where whenever it starts to become summertime or springtime and it's kind of getting nice outside, I hardly get any calls. Or if it's really rainy outside, I hardly get any calls. So my business really, really picks up, at the end of summer and into like the beginning of fall and even into winter. And at the end of winter, I really pick up because, end of January or end of December, and a lot of companies are looking to replace computers because it's a tax write-off at the end of the year. And so just kind of been a little bit slow. I've been making a couple $100 a day at a minimum, so it's not like I'm out here starving. I am still working. It's just it's not as like intense as it used to be. So, and I'm sure that'll pick up as time goes by. So one of the things that I'm going to make a video about here real soon is how to use Atira to make money. And so the thing is that I've never actually tapped this before, and I was going to do it as soon as I hired a new employee. And so here, I'll just show you real quickly. Well, I don't know if I can show you this without kind of divulging, like a client list. So let's see if we can just do this by alerts, just to kind of hide. Maybe, because the thing is, I just don't want to show my client list because, haters gonna hate, So let's see. Trying to see if I can maybe show this. This is not going to show too many, like, um, this is kind of be an example. Not exactly what I'm referring to, but somewhat. So with Atira, it will show you, all of the devices that are out of date. It'll also show you stuff like if someone's hard drive is at like 90%, or someone's had memory utilization that's like above 90% for more than like 10 minutes. So that usually means that they need to get a memory, like they need to upgrade their memory. And so what I can do is I can use Atira to farm, basically just go in, see what's going on, see who needs what, and then contact that client or the admin for that client and tell them, hey, you've got a computer that's got a 90% capacity, your hard drive's at 90% capacity. We need to get that thing swapped out as soon as possible. Send them a quote, and then next thing you know, a couple days later, I'm at their location replacing that hard drive. Same thing with memory. There's a bunch of the stuff in here. Ever since Windows 11 came out, most people have like 8 gigs of memory, and there's a lot of people who use up that 8 gigs right on startup. So especially like QuickBooks users. So that's another one. I mean, I just did one of those like 2 weeks ago. Noticed that someone's memory was like at like 90% all day, and cashed in on that. So I was gonna save that for whenever I got a new employee, so that I can have that new employee go through here and make it their job to check the alerts and to find out who's got what, who's in need of what, and then have that person contact the client and have that person go run that call. Because again, the idea is to bring somebody in for 4 hours per day, $25 an hour. That's $100 per day that I have to pay that person. They need to make 250 bucks a day minimum, just so they can stay. So one service call would be 250, and they're back at the office probably, answering more calls, and keeping it going, because normally most service calls only take about an hour, 2 hours tops. So that's pretty much it for today. Later today, after I get some stuff done around the house, I'm going to get back to working on adding more pages. One of the things that you'll never hear me do, or you'll never see me on here doing some get rich quick shit. I never do that. I'm all about hard work. I'm all about sticking to the fundamentals, making sure your website works, making sure that your website is just laced with keywords, laced with content. Because if you can get to that point, you're building a solid foundation, and then you don't have to rely on all this get rich quick shit, because it never works. It never does. So Google ads, Facebook ads, generate a little bit of, buzz, and then just work on SEO. So in the future, another, topic that I'm really going to hit is on creating blogs all throughout the internet. Because you can go to WordPress.com and create a blog. You can go to Google, create a blog. I'm going to create a bunch of blogs. I'm going to use AI just to create a bunch of content for me, and then just put my links. So remember I was talking about that anchor text. So if you put a link that says IT support Kansas City, that's the keyword that the search engines are going to get to know you by. So managed IT service Kansas City, or whatever your business is. Create a bunch of anchor text all over the internet that leads back to your website, and that's how you do it. That's really how you do it. SEO the crap out of your actual website, but then have some external links coming in. And the absolute best one, and this is for people that are out here that's this is for the very rare and the very few. But if you can get a link from a .gov website to your website, those are golden. That's like a golden ticket, Willy Wonka golden. Like, if you know anybody that has anything that has a .gov website, ask them if you can put a link to your website on their website. You'll see almost instantly your website goes up in the search results, almost overnight. If you don't believe me, sorry, I don't know what to tell you. So that's pretty much it for today. So as always, like, comment, share, subscribe. And if you disagree with that .gov, let me know in the comments, and I'm out. Peace.